Okay.
Okay. So anyway, anyways, no. After this, after this time, oh, my hands are getting hot. After this time, after this next 14 minutes, I'm going to talk just a little bit more about the nonprofit because, again, if you come to the page or, you come across me somewhere else, doing whatever, and, even if you were to go on my website, you're not going to get the true history of why New Foundation for Community Partnership exists, why New Nations Unity exists. You get an idea that we kind of want to start a meal program, but you have to remember that's a very political issue, so it's not something that just happens. I had to learn the hard way, obviously, but we're in the here and now, and at least now we can still talk about it, and we can still dream about it, and we can work towards it, but we can't stand there and expect it to be given to us. We have to actually work for it. We have to show our politicians, regardless of who they are, it doesn't matter from what sect they come from, right? Republican, liberal, New Democrat, Libertarian, it's all, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is what the people want. And if the people really want a meal program or school restoration, they will come together and they will make it happen. Okay? And that's what I always believed. And that's why I started it. And now I dedicated to keep promoting it. For a while anyway. I'm kind of ready to retire, so I am kind of looking for a new president. So I kind of want to be on the back bench for a while. I'm not saying I won't do this kind of stuff. This is okay. Especially if I get good at it. But at the end of the day, we need some new blood. We need some people in there that know the lingo. And, not so easy for other people to walk all over them, because when you got 5 children, and you're a woman to begin with, sometimes it's not easy. People don't take you serious. But after 10 years, the people that know me now, they're tending to take me a little more serious, and because they've had time to think about the nonprofit, and they've done some reading up on it when they've had chance, and they've talked about it and whatever. They're starting to see it in a different way, or at least I like to think they are. And I believe that there's going to be some changes soon. So more reason for the larger community, the YouTube community, the other groups out there that, use the internet, network, let people know, first of all, that if you want jobs, they want jobs, well, then, sometimes you have to give a little bit in order to get something, okay? And if you know how to do something and somebody wants to do something in regards to what I'm doing, and we can get that network going, then yeah, volunteer your time for a little while, because I can guarantee you will create yourself a job. Okay? And I can guarantee you we will also, start getting into major and massive school restoration, not only in the United States of America, but we can do that here, because our schools need that here too. Meal program, school meal program, well, for sure, but why not take it into the colleges? Why not take it into, sometimes when I'll give you an example, when immigrants come into our countries, right? There's workers, there's groups out there that work with these people, and lots of times the families that come, they come from refugee camps, they come from wherever, they don't even know what some of the food is being put in front of them is, because they've never seen it, So we need to have meal programs there too, and not a meal program where the community group operators have to jump through a million hoops just to be able to feed children, because I've seen that happen too. One group, they had their core group of children, and because I happened to be around and I was doing what I was doing, well, I came in with my kids. Next thing you know, they were not only feeding their kids, but they were feeding my kids. Not my kids like biological kids, but the Mama Lynn, the G kids, right? And then all of a sudden, they didn't have the resources to carry on with with their core subjects. So when the next year came for their funding grant, they put the application in and they were denied. And then they had to turn around and explain. They had to explain what a special child's need was. And she came to me, the woman came to me, she said, well, you know, Gina Lynn, Mama Lynn, how would you classify, you work with all these kids, sometimes 30, 40 kids, you know, how would you classify, who would you classify as special needs? I said, well, they were all special needs. All of them. You know? So, in that case, we need to bring the meal program to the kids. That's why you take it into the schools. And if they're in community groups, like a what is it called? Rec center, you know, where they have their family parenting days or whatever it is, you know, and if more people come with their kids or just the kids come, we need to know that those resources are there. That's empowerment. That's what people can do for themselves. That's what we can do. That's why I'm here to tell you that. Now I'm getting mad. Oh yeah, because I've been talking this for like 10 freaking years. 10 freaking years. And people look at me like, okay, sure. You know, it's like, yeah, okay, sure. Well, you can say that, you know.
You're funny, Mom.
Yeah, I know I'm funny. I haven't even gotten funny yet. Wait until I'm in a good mood and I really start cracking the jokes, huh? Huh? You know what that's like. Yeah. I can have you laughing for hours. So, but my hands are getting hot. Hot hands. Phew.
Now put them in your mouth.
No. No. So anyway, that's good. We need a little...
Well, be careful when you go to the washroom.
Okay, sure. Anyway, I'm cutting food now. Silly kids, right? So, that's what this is about. We're bringing in some heat. We're pumping up the jam. We're turning up the furnace. We're going to make it happen. Okay? All right? People want jobs? Create a job. Get out there and start saying what you want. So you want a job? Okay, well, there's a whole industry out there needing workers. All right? And if we want the government to help us, whether that's the federal government, the state government, or the district government, you know, as in a municipality, then we, the people ourselves, have to start helping ourselves. We have to start setting the stage. We need to open the gate. Okay? You know? It starts with those trust accounts. And I've been putting the stuff in the mail. Maybe I mailed it to the wrong people. You know, again, I don't necessarily, just like when I thought, oh yeah, these are cool. Jamaican, what do you call those things? Peppers. Oh, I'm going to buy like 5 boxes full. I come home, well, it was more like 3, right? And I'm thinking, well, they can't be that hot. Well, my face is burning, my hands are burning. So sometimes when I do things, I don't necessarily know what I'm doing, but if you notice, I'm not wasting it. Okay? Maybe I made a mistake. My family might not eat this much. I know you won't. This is good enough for a whole city. But I've got friends that would love to have this. So I will make some, and I'll probably pass along a little bit to them. Same thing with this stuff, right? And, you know, there's hardly any wastage. And even then, that's going to go into the compost, and I dare some rat to come and eat it. Might kill off the rats in the grass, right?
Oh, that's funny.
Well, yeah, why not? You know? Or a good dog repellent. Oh, maybe, you know what this would be good for? Raccoons. I'm going to sprinkle this stuff out on my porch. I got these raccoons.
You know what you should do? You should put a little bit of dog food in that bucket and then put a bunch of those in there and mix it all around.
Oh, I know, but that's so cruel.
I know, it is cruel, but the raccoons are cruel to us.
Oh, they're just pesty. Coming around every night. They sit in my cat box and they roll around like some cat and it waves at me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, you know. I've always had raccoons though. I've got animals, right? So, I mean, when have we not ever had a raccoon?
Sarah's house, Manpreet's house too.
Apartment. They used to climb up into my apartment on my porch, up two stories. They climb up the wood. One night, my older son went out there, opened up the door, and he got into a raccoon fight. He had to push the bloody thing off the porch. You know, my cats think they're just another cat.
Yeah.
You know, the cat. I got like 4 cats. I had 5, but one got hit by a car. I got 2 rabbits. I got a dog that showed up at my door. So anyway, back to the nonprofit. So, you know, I was a single mother of 5. You know, I made bad choices, but I took responsibility for my choices. I was blessed. You know, considering the circumstances, I was blessed. And I wanted to share that. So I started a foundation in the hope of creating a meal program because I was advised that that's what the most kids needed through the school system. But then through my travels, I had to listen to everybody and their needs, and I tried to incorporate that into my foundation through provincial trust accounts, and then of course the district so that some of the money stayed in the district from
Losing
where it was being
lemon.
donated. Pardon me?
A lemon, you're using that every time you use
well,
district.
This is Vancouver. This is Delta. And then we've got Surrey. And then we've got Coquitlam. So everybody's got their gig going on, and that's okay because you're allowed to be an individual. And so this nonprofit has tried to address that. And so now we just need the workers. The volunteers first of all to create the jobs. Okay, we need accountants. We need hosts. We need business partners. We need people that are smarter than me, and I'm pretty smart. And we kind of need a new president because I'm getting kind of tired. So hopefully in the next few years, somebody will have an awakening and see this nonprofit for what it is and take it to the next level. Because, that's the way the world works. Nothing ever stays the same. So I would suspect, I would suspect this situation is not going to stay the same. So people have to step up to the plate, start doing their fair share where they can. If they don't want it, then they shouldn't participate in it when it's being offered to them, and then convince themselves that it costed nothing on the person that was giving it to them. I have done volunteer work where people have assumed that I've been paid. And therefore, because they thought I was a paid employee, they didn't want to help. But that to me was just an excuse. That's what I mean by taking personal responsibility. Don't assume. And if you're going to participate and benefit from it, whether it's you, your children, your parents, whatever it is, then you should be prepared to contribute something. I'm not telling you what to contribute, other than don't contribute a bad attitude, but definitely contribute something. And if more of us thought like that and came together, we could have our schools restored. We could have a school meal program. We could save more of our kids from falling through the cracks and getting drug addicted and all that stuff. We could end a housing crisis all across the continent, including Mexico, because they've got some horrid living conditions down there. Okay? I always try and keep Mexico in the loop. I do. So, I'm going to say, for now, I'm going to turn this off. Not yet, but I'm still learning, okay?
Well, there's 1 minute until 14 minutes.
Well, 1 minute. Well, this is good. So we're going to turn this off now, and then I'm just going to focus on this with my mind going like this a mile a minute. And then when I'm ready to put it into my food dehydrators, then I'm going to turn and do the last segment. So that would be 4 sections, 4 to 5. And for the ones that are interested in hearing the little blips and blurbs in between all the nonsense, because there's a lot of nonsense. I sometimes just talk, right? But again, I'm having to make sure I don't cut my finger as I'm talking. So for now, we'll say time out.
Okay.